This episode of Sessions with Stef is brought to you by our partner, Fearless Sounds. Francesca Sacerdoti, along with her amazing team, take care of every artist's needs when it comes to marketing, playlist placement, advertising, and artist management. You can follow Fearless Sounds on Instagram and Facebook, or just give them a call at 514-409-6061. Thank you, Francesca, and thank you, Fearless Sounds. And now, we present to you our latest session with Stef. Hey guys, welcome to Sessions with Stef. Yet again, another week where we have fantastic musicians, which I will be introducing shortly. They sound great. I've heard them already. They were giving a little practice run of a few songs and it was amazing. You're going to get to hear them play, sing. They're fantastic. Lisa, how you doing in the back there?
I'm doing fabulous.
Yes, sir. Lisa's always there to help me, guide me, to keep it going here because I get lost and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing sometimes. True. And it's great, yeah. Like our sponsors, we're going to start off with our sponsors because Sessions with Stef, you know, if without the sponsors, you know, no money, no candy. Just saying, right? So they keep us going. Although I would say, I don't want to let it be known too much that I kind of would do it for free because it's fun. Like I really enjoy this. We'll keep it quiet, but
that's how you ruin the bar. That's how you ruin the bar scene.
Right? That's why musicians we don't get paid as much in the bars, especially because I'll do it for free, right? Yeah. So I'll start off with the first sponsor, which is an endorsement deal that I got through the podcast, which is fantastic. It's called Master Mallow. It's a mastering software, an AI online mastering. So if you have any tracks you want to master, you can put code STEF10 and you get 10% off your master. It's like $18 a whole song. And the song can be as long as you want. 18 US. I had to say the US. I forgot that. But yes, 18 US and you can master a song. So guys, Master Mallow, thank you for sponsoring us. Guys, anyone who wants 10% off your master, it's STEF10. Use that in the code and you get 10% off your AI mastering. And they're really good. Now, like, I got to get through this because we got tons of sponsors this week. This is amazing. I got like 3 of them. Yeah. So the first one is based in Toronto, which is amazing. And he's a mechanic. He's got an awesome car shop called Exclusive Auto Repair, dealing with luxury cars. So Lisa, give us the spiel.
The spiel is he's located at 90 Turbine Drive, Unit 18 in Toronto, Ontario. His name is Vito. And on top of that, he's celebrating 35 years of business. So this guy knows his stuff. He's been in the game quite a while. I know him. I've spoken to him. Very, very nice guy. Very dedicated. And this is definitely the place you want to go.
Awesome. And you know us musicians, we all have high-end luxury cars, so we're going to come and see you.
It's only a 6-hour drive.
It's only a 6-hour drive, right?
I always say I drive a Maserati.
A Maserati. Yeah, I got one of those
That's my high-end car.
So after that, now we're going to go with Richard Babb Photography, our photographer. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's already been a sponsor on the show, and his photography is phenomenal. Yeah. He deals a lot with cosplay, fine arts. He likes that Dungeons and Dragons kind of look, you know. So he'll dress up his girls. They're like kind of like mysterious, I guess. And the pictures, the colors are just phenomenal. But he also does family portraits. He does anything that has to do with photography. Richard Babb Photography. You can get him on Instagram if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Richard_Babb_photography. He's fantastic. And he's got a phone number which is
514-923-3168.
Fantastic, Richard. Thanks again for sponsoring us. And our third sponsor right now is Lisa. Help me.
Van Cropsel.
Yes, our real estate agent.
Yay.
We always need to buy a house at some point in our life, and you don't know what the hell you're going to do, right? Because it's so many steps. If you're buying, selling, you don't want to get screwed. You don't want to not get enough bang for your buck when you're selling your house. You don't want to overpay, all of that stuff. And Van Cropsel is the nicest guy. And he's really good in the business, so you need to speak to him. We can find him. I know he works for Remax, and you can find them at
Remax Alliance, 438-402-9471, VANC at remax-quebec.com or vancropsel.com. Thanks so much, Van. You rock. You're the man.
Fantastic, guys. That's awesome. Thank you so much for sponsoring. Now we get into the musical aspect of this amazing podcast. I call it amazing, even though it's mine, but whatever.
Tooting our own horns.
Right now, hey, the first thing is The duo is called Apocalyptic. They are a phenomenal duo. We've got Debbie and Fred here. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Sessions with Stef.
Thanks for having us.
We've been speaking about doing this for a little while, and now amazing. You guys had a trip in the middle. You went. I think
we
you
did.
Played in
Punta Cana.
Punta Cana was the one, right?
Club Med.
That's the most recent.
Club Med. That's amazing. They play all over town. They do private events. You name it, they're there. Pay the money, you get them. You get them. So let's have a quick shot, a nice little brandy.
Before I have to sing.
Yeah.
Salud.
You know what? You know when people use that to sing? They don't sound good after, but that's a different story.
It's great at karaoke.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's liquid
It's a
courage.
little harsh.
Loosens you up there. That's it.
Smooth.
You know,
So smooth.
you know that if in 10 minutes you just, can I have another? Then you know that
I'm all warm, and
I'm all warm. It's fuzzy in this room.
it's
right
fuzzy.
You need a bit of water to wash that down.
Yeah, it's,
that's it.
I remember who did we have? One of the bands, there were young kids. So I was like, I'm going to be the cool guy and offer them a drink. And I think half of them were like, they took the shot.
Last week?
White.
Sweat pouring down their
He
face.
was like, I was like, okay, dude, I'm sorry, man. What did I do? I don't know.
Check IDs first.
I should have. They had Instagram.
They definitely.
My
must
daughter's
be.
14 and she has Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
So welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
I want to get to know quite a bit about the duo, how it came to be, you know, your influences, where you guys started, all of that. So how did Apocalyptic come to be? Well, actually, first of all, you know, introduce yourselves and speak a little bit about yourselves, how you got into the music business, and then we'll get into the duo part. So Debbie, what got you into
Me
music?
first. Well, I had always loved singing since a very young age. I would turn on the radio. I would put in a tape in the old, ghetto blaster. I would push record, and then I would try and
the little tape.
the little
yes, with the nickel. You would turn the. I got you.
And I just knew that as soon as I discovered that I could sing or I can hear the tone, and people said that it sounded good, I trusted them. I knew that I wanted to further it, and I started taking singing lessons when I was 15.
Amazing.
And I just pursued that passion for a little while in my younger years. I was in a wedding band when I was 19 to 21.
Oh, cool.
The Rockies. I don't know if they're still around. It was an Italian wedding band.
I think I know them.
I was about 19. They were all in their 30s, and they were my brothers, my older brothers.
Oh, cool.
And so they treated me like a little sister.
Who was in there?
I remember Bruno, Dino. I don't remember last names.
Okay.
Johnny. I don't remember.
Sounds a little bit
Good Irish musicians.
Dino, yeah. Wow.
So I did shows. I was in a rock band. We did originals.
Amazing,
We
okay.
performed at Jailhouse Rock Cafe a bunch of times.
Okay.
I did my high school talent
So where
shows.
did you take lessons?
It was École Nationale de Musique, and my teacher was Guy Saint-Jean.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
I
And
did
you
for
that
many
a long
years.
time- Many years.
Many years,
Okay.
and then life, and I decided to change passion. Change passion, and I got into dance.
Okay.
So I followed that for a while, and then I joined. From where I know, and a bunch of people from the Beckett Players.
Oh, so that's where you. Okay.
So I was a dancer and choreographer for the Beckett Players.
Fantastic. Okay.
And then from there, I decided that, I think I miss singing.
Yeah.
And I got back into singing, and then the rest is
Cool,
history.
and the rest is okay. Fantastic. Wow, it's amazing. It's good that you're one of those that took lessons, because I've had a few that not because I don't say you need to take lessons, but it damn helps in singing.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do shows, man, and you need to work on your craft. And wedding bands, as much as it's a wedding band, it kicks your ass because you work.
I was very green back then as a singer. So, and I was the top 40. I did the English songs, and then there was a singer who did the Italian songs.
Yeah.
But I feel only now, and with the help of Fred, he really helped me tap into different parts of my voice, because I was always, my soul is rock.
Okay.
So I was in a rock band before this duo,
So you
and
had
it's always that, balls to the wall, pushing, and he just helped me develop that softer side.
Oh, cool.
So I really
That's
find
fun.
that there's much more dynamics in my voice now, and layers and texture, and he
Absolutely.
helped me.
That's
he helped
amazing.
bring that out of me for sure.
Amazing. Well, let's get to Fred. So,
The bill's in the mail.
so what got you? Was it the typical high school? I heard that, I heard Zeppelin and Jimmy Page is my guy, and I grabbed the guitar.
Actually, nothing like that. I mean, I do come from a family of musicians.
Okay.
But up
Amazing
until the time I was a teenager, I almost avoided picking up an instrument just out of spite. No, it's true. Well, as a teenager, you're shit. You're a little shit, right? So and so I was. So I wasn't interested.
Maybe you should speak to my daughter. Anyway, sorry.
I got stuck. Well, I shouldn't say stuck. My 8th grade music class, I don't even know if they do this anymore, but when I started the 8th grade, it was nylon string guitar was the instrument that we were going to be using for the class. And we were all given these little books to bring home and everything like that, Edelweiss and like these little tunes and everything like that. And I took it home and I'd play it and I'd come back and it's like, everybody'd be like struggling to get through and I was like, bump, 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 and I'd be playing. I'd be like, okay, this is just coming like very naturally. My dad's a guitar player too.
Okay.
Amazing guitar player.
Yeah, so I did that for a while, and I did that, and I played around my bedroom for a while and everything like that. And then I had that moment, the epiphany, which was the high school variety show.
Okay, yeah.
And it changed my life because I was very much an introvert too up until that point. And then I went out there and I did that, shit my pants doing it.
Yeah, of course.
And but after that, I just had people coming up to me, both guys and girls. Nobody had ever given me attention before, and it changed everything. And so I'm like, I think I'm going to keep playing. I think I'm going to try to get good at this.
Wow.
This seems to be opening doors, and so that's how I got started.
It is another persona when you get on stage, and it's hard to explain if you've never done it on stage.
It's a rush, especially the first, like I said, those first couple of times are a rush, and up in that, but it's just the adrenaline.
Yeah.
And then when you finally settle into it, and you're like, provided you want to actually do something with it, that's when you can start actually investing in it and turning it into something and getting better.
Yeah.
At the beginning, it's all flash.
It's all flash. You learn that's one solo, and you play it everywhere you go, right?
So I did that, and then I didn't actually go out and do any playing until probably around 19 or 20 years old, actually. And I just was going to jam nights. Okay. And I used to show up at the jam nights, and so you'd have all these musicians who, if they weren't working, they'd go to the jam nights, and so you'd meet people and everything like that. And then I got called to sub. Yeah. And that's what started it.
And you're like, I could get paid.
And the first time I ever played for money was at Night Magic. In Old Montreal. With a blues singer by the name of Bobby Lee Silcott, who passed away a few years ago. Okay. And there was, my God, we were like an 8-piece band. I think I walked out with $30. It was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. But and and so I did the blues scene for quite a while.
It was $30 and a lifetime of joy.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Night Magic for 5 people.
Night Magic
on a Sunday. Night Magic on a Sunday. And so I just began to make contacts from there little by little. And I stayed on the blues scene for quite a while. So it was like Bistro Jojo and all these places. Okay. So I was kind of there a lot. And after that, one day I was in Deja Vu. On Bishop Street, and catching a band, and the band was the Cherry Pickers. Yeah, and I recognized one of the guys in the band as somebody that I had played with when I was a kid, and so we got to talking, and I was blown away by them. They were amazing, and he let me know. He says, actually, I'm leaving the band. I'm going to pursue some other stuff, and they're auditioning people right now. He says you should give it a shot, and so I did, and they took me on. And they already had some success because they had an album and they had a song on the radio and everything like that. So I was able to kind of hitch my wagon to that.
Great, that's how.
And do that. And we recorded an album. It didn't really have the success of the first album or anything like that. So the decision was made that we were going to start to maybe look into doing corporate work. Okay. And the first things that I did with them when we got into the corporate thing was doing relief work. So I was showing up on gigs, and it was either 1945 or The Showmen. Oh, yeah, I know. And every time they would take a break, we would play. So there was no dead air. There was no DJ. Yeah. We would play when they were on break.
Oh, with Paul, for Paul.
Oh, correct. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was an agent. It was Leslie Oppenheimer.
Leslie, I know Leslie. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it was her. Okay. I think it was her idea. I'm really not sure if it was her idea or Denny Ducharme, the guy.
I did that for 1945 a bit. Not the Showman. The Showman did. Wow, that's.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that it was. It wasn't them that had.
Yeah. So it was all corporate.
It was
parties.
Leslie, and Leslie was like, "I'm bringing another band that's going to play when you're not playing."
Amazing.
And I credit her with actually getting us into that scene, because once we had enough under our wings, we took on and we started doing it ourselves, and we changed the name of the band from the Cherry Pickers to the Fundamentals, so that it had more of a little more prestige to it. Brought in a sax player, brought in a singer, Irene Mark.
Okay.
Who was from the Groove Kings back in the 90s and everything.
God, yeah, okay.
And she also sang for Cirque du Soleil. Very, 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 very good singer. She was great. And and so 25 plus years of doing that.
Yeah.
And
I'm still going on that, and that, like, I play in other bands, but I do that a lot. I do a lot of that corporate scene.
Yeah, I only walked away from the band last year.
Yep.
Okay. I walked away from the band last year. Just made a decision that I was at this stage of life that I think I want to be playing 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah.
Somebody said correctly. That I want to be playing. I've got a good career. I've got a good day job.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to go out there and I'm going to put in the time and everything like that, I want to have fun.
Yeah.
And so I just needed to do something that was to challenge myself again.
And different, right? Sometimes it's different.
Yeah. So I picked up the acoustic guitar, and that was a complete change. Obviously, that's another story. But yeah.
Okay, so you just started playing acoustic
you
played before, but
I'd always played acoustic, but something that was one of those things where there's the word play. Yeah. Like, I realize now that's not what I was doing. Yeah. I was just picking up an acoustic guitar and playing on it the same way I would play on an electric, which is what most people do. But when you actually invest time and effort into really, really getting to know the instrument, you realize it's a whole different animal.
Yeah.
It's a whole different animal. And you approach it differently, and there's just things you can do with it, and there's
it's like the tam-tam player, right?
Correct.
And if your drummer grabs like a conga and says, I could play tam-tams.
Yeah.
Nope. No, there's a whole technique.
It's an art.
You're not even close to, buddy, but anyways.
And if you're serious about it and you really want to get it, you'll realize, you'll go down. It's a whole thing unto itself. Yeah.
Absolutely. And of course, it is a different instrument. I mean, it's the same, but it is completely different. The strings are different. What you have to do, because most of the time you're alone with a singer, backing up a singer, you need to be.
There's nothing to hide behind.
You need to fill up.
This was the biggest. This was the biggest adjustment for me.
Filling up, right?
But as I said, I think I really needed that, because I just got to the point where when you work full time and music is kind of not your main bread and butter.
Yeah.
There's a tendency for it to kind of take a back seat, and you don't really put a lot of time and effort into it. So I think, like, for over the 25 years I was playing with them, I probably didn't spend more than $1,500 in gear.
Yeah.
Over the course of that whole experience.
What you needed,
and now I'm spending that like every month or 2 months.
It's like, I bought a new toy.
I'm buying shit constantly.
Wow.
I'm like I would have been like 30 years ago.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's fun because it reinvigorates you, right?
That's exactly it. Reinvigorated me.
And I do that corporate scene, and I enjoy it, but I mean, I'm not the band leader. That's why I enjoy it more. So we do weddings, we do corporate, and we also, because of that, like, I'm like, I can't just do only weddings. I'll kill myself. I love, I like playing for people. I just, by the 40th wedding of the year, I don't care if you're getting married.
This is it.
Like, and I don't want to get to that point. Like, I feel bad. Yeah. So, that's why we do clubs, casino, anything. Like, but festivals outside, inside. So the set list, different energies. The set list needs to change. Every year we do like 30, 40 new songs with the band. Like, we don't do 5, we do like 40, because I want a different set list. Not some songs we keep, of course, but the show has to be different, just so I get it. You're
keeping it interesting.
I want to keep it interesting, because I'm I don't want to go down that hole where here I am again. I'm looking at the fucking sweet table. Is it sausage? While the chords are coming out. I don't want to do that.
I know exactly. Yeah,
you know the feeling, right?
It's like my biggest concern showing up on the gig was what time are we eating and what are we
right? Is there a coffee bar? Where's the coffee bar?
But I've often said, I think what kept me going for as long as I did, other than just the fact of you get comfortable, right? That was one 100%. Thing. But I really, really appreciated the people I was working with. Yeah. They were fun, and there was just a camaraderie. There is, I shouldn't say there was. There is a camaraderie amongst us that when we would come together. And we would have that, that hurry up and wait type of stuff, all that downtime, the meals, the long breaks, the speeches during the wedding. Yeah. We would sit there and we would just laugh. We'd have a blast. And I'll miss that. I miss that. Those were some really, really fun times. I was working with a really interesting cast of characters in the band. Great players, but also good people. And it was a lot. It was,
You need that. Yeah. That's what keeps it going. That's why, it's absolutely.
I miss that the most.
Yeah, of course. Because it's a, and then the road trips, when you go play Ottawa, you go play Toronto, you go play Boston, you have these corporate, and, the car ride is almost the most fun part, right? It's like you're with your buds.
I haven't done it, so.
Oh, no?
Only with the Fred.
Yeah. I was lucky enough during that time. At one point, we were actually, I got to go places I probably would have never taken the time or expense to travel myself. Yeah. At one point, we were the official entertainment for HSBC Bank. And they were flying us all over the world to do these parties.
Wow.
This was just before the stock market crash.
Before
the crash, right? So I played in.
Was it CIBC World Markets?
HSBC.
HSBC. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they, So I played in a castle on the countryside in Rome.
Oh.
I got to go and do a gig in Dublin, Ireland, on the roof of the Guinness factory.
That is cool.
In that 360, they have a 360 bar on the top of the building that you can see all of Dublin. I mean,
that's a sweet gig.
Things that I could have never imagined being able to do. So I mean, I have so many good memories. I got to see and go places and do things that So
sweet.
Yeah. That's the silver lining.
Right now, we want to. Are you guys all right to play a song? I mean, everyone's like, they see the guitar, and they're like, I want to hear this.
I told you, I'm just covering myself up.
Hey, I did the same thing. I wore a jacket because I look at myself when I'm editing. I'm like, oh, man, that stomach. You've been.
Well, that's it. I don't like this. Like, I got to place stuff on my hands, and I don't have to suck in my gut. It's so perfect.
It's the best.
I feel so exposed.
So what are we playing?
I don't know. What are we playing?
I love that. See, that I love.
We play this song pretty much at every single gig. Okay. And when you can sing a song at as many gigs as we do and you don't get sick of a song,
it's a great song.
It's a sign. So we're going to do...
No, I'm just kidding.
This is what I have to deal with. So. Yeah. We're going to do Dreams by Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, sweet. Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Don't you start again? Where's your guitar?
Here you go again, you say you want your freedom. Well, who am I to keep you down? It's only right that you should play the way you feel it. Well, listen carefully to the sound of your loneliness, like a heartbeat drives a man in the stillness of remembering what you had and what you lost and what you had and what you lost. Well, thunder only happens when it's raining. There's only love you when they're playing. Say when they will come and they will go. When the rain washes you had and what you lost. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. When they will come and they will go. When the rain washes you clean, you know. Well, thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. Say when they will come and they will go. When the rain washes you clean, you know. You know. You will know. Oh, you know.
Wow, that was
Fantastic,
awesome.
guys. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
I'm going to have to say right away. So I met, well, a friend of ours, a common friend, Sergio, mentioned you because I was booking for the brasserie. Now I'm talking years ago because I booked there for a long time. And he said, hey, you can call my friend Debbie. She has a band. So I remember watching the video. This was years ago.
Years ago with my rock band.
It was a rock band.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying Fred helped you out in terms of changing the complexity of your voice to add layers, and that's the first thing I heard now. Because I remember those videos. Always a great singer, but like you said, balls to the wall. It was like every song was power, power, power. I heard sweetness. I heard different layers. Fantastic. And you guys,
Thank
your harmonies are spot on.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Lower third is
Thank you.
always not the easiest one to have good tuning on. Like it's not easy. A higher third is easier to nail your tuning. A lower third, you need to be spot on with the note, and you guys were fantastic. So
Thank you.
Awesome.
wow,
Thank you.
fantastic. You guys sound great. Now I know. Now we all know why you play all over town, because you sound great, and I believe you take all kinds of songs and make an acoustic version of it. Right?
Yeah.
Like you'll do rock, you'll do. I heard because I've seen the videos as well of the recent ones, the acoustic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, amazing song choice. Like cool. Everyone loves that song.
Yeah, well, you got to make it interesting, you
Yeah,
know, because
absolutely.
like you know, again, I come from playing electric for so many years, and so when I first started on the acoustic, well, actually, I'll take it back a notch because you asked about like how the genesis
Yeah,
of this.
exactly. So that's it.
So it was exactly that. So I was still working in the corporate band, and I was looking to do something different. And so I decided maybe I'm going to do an acoustic duo, not really having any sense of what I was going to do, what it was going to sound like,
Yes.
what it was going to be. I just had an idea. And so it started by saying, well, okay, I got to find somebody that is going to work with me. So there was a few criteria out of the gate. Ideally, I wanted to stay in the West Island as much as I could. I knew there was quite a few places in the West Island that you could play and, you know, try to avoid going downtown. Yeah. And somebody was going to be willing to kind of go through the growing pains with me, because it was not like I wasn't approaching this where, hey, I've got all my sets, I've got all this stuff, you're going to come in and you're going to learn the tunes. I needed somebody to work with me, and I found her on Facebook. I swear to God, I was just going through a friend of mine who goes to a lot of gig, like he goes and sees all the bands, and his wife is a chronic filmer. She films stuff, and so she's constantly posting, and she had posted from a Halloween thing. Okay. And I saw her dressed up for Halloween as a devil, fronting this band, and it was just the charisma, you know, the dancing and like the you know, connecting with everybody, and I'm like, that's what I need. Right? Wow. That's exactly what I want, because to me, I'm imagining myself just kind of like quietly sitting there playing, right? And so I'm like, that's the kind of energy I need. And I'm like, she sounds good. Let's see what it is. Yeah. And so, you know, I actually had a couple of different people come in, but she came in, and we hit it off right away. Wow. And Within a couple of weeks, we threw a couple of songs together, and we recorded like a little demo video.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting what you said before, because the thing is that I actually listened to that demo video recently, and it's amazing to hear how much she's changed even from there, because she was still kind of like, as you said, like when you've spent so much time having to fight to hear yourself in front of a rock band, you've got amps and you've got drums behind you. You're going to sing a certain way, and it's very hard to get out of that mode. And so, but the difference from that demo up until now is remarkable. But both of us too, because it also helped me. Like now that I'm comfortable, like I'm a little more in people. Like I'm very engaged. I talk a lot. I can't shut up at this point. But
really?
at times I almost stop myself and I think, okay, I gotta dial this back. But then it's like people are just they tend to just
he's pretty
lap
funny.
it up. They love it.
People like it.
But it is all about the connection, especially with an acoustic duo.
I joke around and I say he found me on Facebook, and it took me a week because I didn't know who he was. I'm like, oh, we've got a couple of friends.
Creeper guy.
Creeper, right?
Let me just get a random friend request.
And then I joke around. I'm like, accepting his friendship request was the best thing. Like sending me a friendship request was the best thing he ever did. You know, not getting married or having kids. Like sending me a friendship request.
It was the friendship request. That did it.
That's the best thing.
Wow. That's funny. I found like I had almost a similar story with one of the singers I work with now. I saw her. I used to have a camera at the brasserie when I booked, to keep an eye on what's going on. And she was in a band. It was. I don't want to say it was a horrible band, but it was a horrible band. It was kind of like a rock. It was a mix of whatever. It was. I can tell whatever the guys knew is what we're playing. Doesn't matter the key. It was just. But she hit certain notes, and I was like, she's got talent. I don't think she's with the right. I don't want to insult them. It was like a college thing, and some college bands go and do some good stuff, but some don't. And it was like a put together kind of half-ass rock band. It was okay, but I noticed her charisma, and I said, no, she has
something.
She just needs to hit the stage with the right people.
Yeah,
and then everything right?
Diamonds in the rough, man. I see.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you see one, and you know, right? Because you've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
So you see potential.
And if you do get called for that rock gig, you take your old guitar out. You call. I'll come play drums. Done. So we'll get a bass player, and she could rock out all those old tunes, right?
That's great.
Like let's fucking man, let's do this, right? Yeah. So that's amazing. And what's the goal for Apocalyptic? Like, is there an end game? Not an end game, but is it? I just want to have as much fun as possible and as many gigs as I get, or is it like I want to be playing 3 nights a week steady, or like is there what's the outlook, or is it I enjoy what I'm doing, I'm going to keep this going?
I think we're having so much fun, and it's really developed into something we both love and enjoy doing. We're really busy. I keep us busy.
She does.
Keep us really busy, and we just want to grow.
Get the gigs.
And we get the gigs.
She gets most of the gigs.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a hustler. She's very good at it.
She is.
But he's very good at the business. I'd say 99% of the time, never says no to anything.
Yeah.
We're on the same page. We want to add new songs, like you said, constantly challenging ourselves. We want to add new songs to the repertoire. We want to grow. We just want to, I don't know, I know that I want to keep this going for as long as possible, and I don't want to speak for it, but I believe he does too.
Yeah, I mean, look, I when I started it, I didn't really know where it was going. I just knew that I wanted to do something to challenge myself, and man, did I ever, because to your point, those first couple of gigs, man, I mean, it was scary. Like, I felt like I was 20 again. I was nervous. I was stiff, because I'd spent so many years in an ensemble where you always have people have your back. Yeah. And if you're not feeling it one night, or you got to stuff, you got to scratch your ass, whatever. It's not a big deal, whatever, like that, right? Nobody's gonna notice, right? Yeah. And then suddenly you're out there, and it's you.
And it's also autopilot too, right? Like a lot of the songs,
my goodness,
a lot of the songs,
dude. The last couple of years, the last couple of years, I wear sunglasses because my eyes were closed.
Really?
My eyes were closed for like we would do like, and you can probably relate to this. We would do the superset, right?
Yeah.
So you have,
Yeah.
you know, you'd play like, you know, before dinner a little bit, maybe some quiet dinner music, and then as soon as dinner's over and they say, okay, it's time for the dance set, like I knew we're up there for 3 hours.
Oh yeah, yeah.
3 hours. So 3 hours.
Doing that.
So deep breath, bottle
Yeah.
of water, sunglasses on, and I kind of, it's not that we had a set, but
Oh wait a minute.
the minute he would call the song,
Yeah.
I knew the next 5.
You guys had a lot of harmonies, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my God.
Okay, we played together. I don't know if you
Probably.
were on the gig.
Probably.
It was, if you remember, a rock band called the Hyphens.
The Hyphens, yeah.
Yes,
Of course.
with Brittany Kennel.
Yes.
Yes,
Were you on drums?
What a small
that was my
world.
first gig.
Come on.
I swear to
Okay,
you.
yeah. That's only a couple of years
So
ago.
that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Now I'm like,
Yeah,
wait
that's
a minute,
right.
I know that.
Yeah, you're with the Hyphens. That's right. Yes, that was with Brittany. Yeah, it was Brittany
they called me 2 weeks before that gig.
Okay.
And I was like, for me, and it was COVID, like COVID had just
yeah,
kind of finished.
that's it. So yeah, we were on the gig together. That's right.
Like you said, I just say yes.
There you go. You see,
I said
imagine
yes.
that.
And then they send me the set list. Oh, it's 2 sets of an hour. I'm like, 2 sets of an hour. I pissed that for dinner. Like, it's no problem, you know? But not thinking, we do British rock. Okay, Beatles, I'm good. Those Stones, I'll figure it out. And then I get the set list thinking, like, hey, they're 2-minute songs. It's 2-minute songs. Like, the Beatles.
Which means how many songs?
I was like,
40 songs.
oh,
in one
fuck. Right? And I don't like writing charts, but I was like, I need to write chart. But what happened is, no, it was 1 set of an hour, and I said yes. I wrote all the songs. We did the rehearsal. The Friday night, the booker says, we need you to do the dance set again, so we need a second set. Okay, literally, I think when I met you, we were in that big dressing room.
We went upstairs. We were upstairs. You know, it's just coming back to me.
Yeah,
we sat at the
yeah.
table. Fuck, you see,
That's
that's
right.
It's so weird.
That's
Like
right.
I'm
And I was like
so
this.
bad with that. We were
I'm
sitting
like
at a
this.
table together talking.
I never heard that song in my life. Okay, yeah, I'll get by. That whole second set was like eyes open, looking at the guitar player do this. That means it's coming to the end, and I'm like, whatever. But yeah, that was the gig. So
Yeah, that's
Was it
right.
Hyphens or was it replay?
I was with the Hyphens.
Oh, okay.
Brittany Kennel did a set. You guys did.
Well, no. Well, we
you
were
backed her
hired.
up.
We backed everybody up.
Yeah.
So we were hired to back up all the singers.
That's right.
And then you guys would play, and then we got up and we backed up all the singers.
We did
Brittany-
that big song together
And at the end, we did.
One of those big arena songs.
Hey Jude.
Hey Jude, I was gonna say, I think
Yeah.
it's one of those. Yeah,
that's
too
exactly
funny.
what
With 2 drummers, because
With 2 drummers, yeah.
electronic drums, and yeah.
GP
cool.
was playing. Yeah. There's
Oh
a lot
my
of good,
God.
lot of talented people in
You
that
guys
stage.
sound great. Yeah, you
Thank
guys
you.
sounded great. The harmony. I remember listening to your sets, like, wow, those harmonies are fucking dead on.
And I was going to mention something about that too, because like, you know, when you compliment, and thank you for the compliment on the harmonies, but you know, when I joined that band, he's like, you're going to be singing harmonies. I'm like, oh, I don't sing. He says, yes, you do. it was really,
Yeah,
it was like,
really?
he says, yes, you do. And you know, and it took a while, but he cracked the whip. Like we'd go on gigs, and like he'd look over, and he's like, because he'd see like I was like nothing like, and no, but it really forced me to really learn how to play, sing, hear the notes, you know, so that it got to the point where you see like, okay, you're singing the 5th, you're singing the 3rd, okay, all right,
Great.
and I just knew,
Yeah.
you know, and there was no question. And I am glad, because it's honestly, it is one of the things that I take a lot of pride in what we do.
Yeah.
Because I know, and this is no knock on on other people, but I know that it's not easy.
No,
it's not easy.
Absolutely not.
And it takes work, and we actually do get together,
Yes.
and we rehearse, and the rehearsals are really not for the songs, they're for
The vocals.
the harmony.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And she sings most of the songs, so like I'm harmonizing for her, and I want to make sure that I'm locking in properly.
Yeah. You need to get to know the singer, how she phrases it, so you phrase with it if you're doing a line. Like, there's so much to it that you hear it. When it's done properly, you hear it, and it makes all the difference in the world. And you guys do that great, and obviously the fundamentals did that.
The band leader, Denny Ducharme, for the fundamentals, I owe him a life of gratitude, because honestly, I'm so much better, and I'm so I'm not a perfectionist, but I take shit very seriously. She knows, like, you know, like I'm a perfectionist. I want everything polished and good, and I got that from him.
Yeah.
You know, like, because before that, it was just like, you know, coming from the blues scene, it's like, it's a jam, man. Just like,
how long is the solo? As long as I want. When I'm done, I look at you and we go. And then you go there and it's like 16 bars. That's what you get. So do it in your 16. If not, you're not getting one, you know, kind of thing.
I learned discipline in my playing, discipline in volume, the backups, presentation, everything like that, you know, sound, the whole thing. So it's a good experience.
Sweet. Yeah, that night, wow, it was an eye-opener for me. I'd done millions of gigs, but that one, I hadn't played in a rock band I don't think I ever played. Like, I played when I was in high school. I did a bunch of rock gigs and stuff. And then I got into the corporate wedding scene and all of that, you know, we played 4 rock songs in a night at the end. You know, we have the rock medley, let's say.
AC/DC.
And
Standard.
you know. And then I joined this, I subbed in. And then after that gig, they said, do you want to come on full time? Are you sure? I was like, I don't know if I knew what I was doing there. No, you got through the songs and you never heard them, so yeah, come on. And you know, now we play with them. Now it's a hell of a better set, and it sounds.
So you still working with iPhones?
I do, yeah, okay. I do still work with them. We're 2 drummers because I'm like the original guy got sick. That's why I subbed in. So, but he's okay now. So he's doing some of the gigs because I'm busy as well. The other band that I play with is super busy, but I think I have one coming up in next month maybe, or I let Ben gets the first pick. He gets to do.
The guitar player lives in a Blizzard, where I live, if I'm not mistaken. I ran into him at the grocery store. I ran into him at the grocery store.
They're a great bunch of guys. Yeah. Like, I love those guys. They're so much fun to play with, and it's fun. And now, like, you know, Ben is there, so he's playing, and I play as well. Like, whatever. I'm in the band, but we kind of split the gig.
Ben Vizina,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I never met him. I've spoken to him. Super nice guy. And really plays well. He was with them for quite a while before and stuff. So, but a lot of fun. For me, it's like my... I get out of my... Not get out of my shell. I'm always out of my shell when I play, but that band makes me play something I never do often, and I love it. It's like I look forward to that gig. It's a lot of fun.
We were this close one time because we did a trio. Like a few times they wanted to hire us as a trio, so we would hire a percussionist so there was this one time that he said, we got Ben Vizina, and I've never met him, but I've seen him play, obviously, and he's amazing. And I was so excited for this gig, and then he got sick, and he couldn't do it. He got COVID. He got COVID, and he couldn't do it. And I was like,
months ago.
No, this was
like last year.
This is it's
at least a year or more.
Okay. Yeah,
I was so excited, and it didn't happen.
I did one of the gigs that they called me like 2 weeks before as well. He said, oh my God, poor Ben. He had COVID. And I did that gig too. But anyway. He's a great guy. Yeah, he is a great guy, great player as well. Wow. So that's a lot of fun. I mean, it's definitely a lot of fun. I want to get into a couple of segments that we do on the show.
Sure.
And the first one, it's going to get you going, right?
Oh, yeah? Is it?
The first one I call worst gig ever.
I'm taking a shot.
Yes, let's do this.
Worst gig ever.
Worst gig.
Oh
so
my God.
Doesn't have to be. It could
between
be,
us.
No, you know, anything. It doesn't have to be like worst performance. That's not, I mean, like worst gig ever. Like could have been. I don't know.
Was it like worst gig for us?
Or
because if I go into the archives, I could pull up some doozies.
That's what we like.
Whatever is as fucked up as possible.
We've been pretty fortunate. We haven't actually had any bad gigs. Bad. You know, like, I mean, to me, a bad gig is like something goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Or someone is crazy or...
No, unless you... Then again, I have a terrible memory.
Do you know... I feel bad saying like their name out loud.
Don't call it venues.
Okay. Well, there was this one venue in the South Shore, if you want to call it. Mm-hmm. And it was a Halloween party, and the place was packed. Wall-to-wall people in costume. We came in costume.
Okay.
We were like, oh, this is going to be great. We were wallpaper. Every song.
Oh, yeah.
There was not a peep from the audience. We're like...
Happens.
It's like you're going in your top. Are the speakers
working? Are you guys here?
Like
are we in another room?
You know what's hard about those? It's here. Mentally, it plays on you. You're like, I want to kill myself right now. Every song that's 3 minutes feels like it's an hour.
Well, those things. I mean, you'll know this too. Like from doing weddings and corporate. That's typical.
Yeah.
But in that environment, you don't care because you expect it.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you're doing something like when you're out in public and you're playing and you're pouring your heart out and everything like that, there's a different expectation, I think.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, I know I know exactly what she's talking about, and it is disheartening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you want to give it your all, but as you're going, you're just like you're digging deep.
Like, turning
Can't
around,
wait.
we're like, okay.
I can't wait. You crack a joke. And
Fake
no
it till
one-
you make
You're
it.
like
You know, like
crickets.
that. Like, yeah, yeah.
There was one place. Speaking of venues, I'll say it. I don't even know if it's open. Is Levier Part still open? In
Oh
Silver?
my God, no! But
No.
So you
I was there a lot. I played there a lot.
once. I was there because it was almost a fist fight with the fucking sound man.
Allez, tasser.
Yes, yes.
Oh my God, you guys are funny.
I was gonna kill this guy.
Every after I mean I don't know where he is. I wish him very well. I think he's driving trucks, or at least I know he took up truck driving.
I don't know. I was like,
He would come like you'd like right after he'd come and go. You know, like he was a sound, but like he admittedly, if you ever stood outside, if you were ever in the audience, the freaking mixes this guy would get were incredible. Like
No
he
doubt.
knew that place.
No doubt.
He knew that place,
Yeah.
and he knew how to get it to sound amazing. But he would drive you nuts in the
Nuts.
process.
Nuts.
After every set, he'd come downstairs and he'd have a little list. So you need to turn down a little bit,
Yeah.
and can you like
God.
and he'd go to a drummer and say you need to tighten your snare.
no,
like,
Oh
he
my
did it.
God.
No. He took out the roll of duct tape,
No way.
that's
and
so
there's like
yeah.
Oh
an
my
$8,000 drum kit. It wasn't. I wasn't drums there because it was like I already don't like tape.
Don't touch my
I
stuff.
got my
Yeah.
moon gels. I'm gonna work my tuning, but man, and the guy's like, I prefer. I really don't want. If you want, I'll tune my drums. I don't want duct tape. No, tabarnak, you need duct tape, and he's fucking.
Oh my God.
And then my drummer lost it. Hey, get the fuck away from my drums right now,
No
all right? And
kidding.
it was almost like it was really bad. It was bad.
He'd ask to
Yeah.
see our set lists.
Yes,
And then he'd
right?
go, like, oh, no, not this song. He'd cross it
Oh
off.
my
would cross
God.
off.
Who does that?
He
Who
did. I
does
swear
that?
to God, he would tell. Hey, I heard that song. Get rid of
I'd
it
be like,
next
we're
time.
playing that first.
And I'm like, dude, there is no next time. I am never stepping foot here. We were on rotation at Bourbons and all these places, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, not gonna happen. Dude.
Yeah.
I don't care.
We
I
play
don't
up
care.
in Saint Sauveur, Ye Old Orchard Sauveur.
Yeah.
And it's a small bar area, but that place is fire.
Really?
Fire.
Every time we go up
Every
there.
time we
So
play. It's
fun.
like we're playing the Bell Center.
I only go there because of how much
Crazy.
fun it is, because
Yeah.
I generally, that's a bit far, get
Yeah.
out of the way. But it is, like, every
So
time we
much
play
fun.
it people show up, and more people are showing up every time. It's a listening crowd.
Wow.
They get into it. It's like, it's every musician's dream. They show up, they know it's you, they're there to see you.
Amazing.
They sit there, they're engaged, they listen, they applaud after every song.
Oh, sweet.
It's
Just
perfect.
awesome.
Yeah, it's exactly
Yeah.
what you
Fun.
want.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into our next segment.
Go.
Okay, this is called First Thought. I'm
First
just going to
Thought.
ask you questions. Quite simple. Ask you.
I need to
first
take a
thought
drink
that
for
comes
this.
to mind.
I gotta turn off my trailer brain.
I'm going to start. Yeah, I'm going to start easy though. Favorite food?
Sushi.
Greek.
Nice. Okay. Cool. That was pretty good. See, I go easy. Favorite movie?
Dirty Dancing.
Nice.
All-time favorite.
I've had the time of my life.
Same.
I don't have a favorite movie.
don't have a favorite movie?
I don't think so.
Is there a movie that you've watched like more than once? Has to
Yeah,
be.
yeah. I've watched Gladiator probably like 300 times.
That's true.
Well, there you go.
If you still want to watch it when it's on, then that's a good one to go with. How about TV show?
Oh,
That's a tough one because then
TV show.
you go back to when you were
Breaking
a kid.
Bad.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah, it is a good
Breaking
one.
Bad. Breaking
Right,
Bad's
when you
great
were a
one.
kid, you used to watch all these shows, and like I used to love Night Court,
Oh my god. Yeah.
right? And then I go watch it as an adult, I'm like, not that
It's so
fun.
dated. Yeah.
It's so
yeah.
dated. It's like it's not that funny.
I rewatched Golden Girls.
That was actually good.
That probably still holds up. I bet.
Yeah.
It still holds up. Yeah.
That still holds
And
up.
recently, I just rewatched from like episode 1 to like the very, very
Oh boy.
Beverly Hills
I was
90210.
gonna say. I was about to crack the joke. Please don't tell me it was Beverly Hills.
Oh, I believe it.
Okay.
I was on the phone with him. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm binge watching 90210." He's
It's like-
like, then him and his wife Lori came over, and I still had it on. He's like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Sorry, not sorry." I don't know.
902. That's well. A lot of people made money on that show.
Yeah.
Like those actors, that's all they did. But I mean,
I avoid doing that because I've been burned so many times, like saying, "Oh my God, I haven't seen that movie, that great old movie or great old show," and it's so easy to find now, right? You can be watching it in 2 seconds on YouTube, right?
Absolutely.
And you get 5 minutes, and you're like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
Like this is terrible.
Yeah. Right.
But it wasn't.
Yeah.
You got to put
At
in
the
perspective of the time. At the
Like Three's
time,
Company.
it's fine.
It's not funny at all.
It doesn't hold up.
Like I'm watching. I'm like, this is not fun. I used to laugh like hysterically when I listen.
And then you have the canned laughter,
Yeah.
which now
Yeah,
you
it's
notice
true.
way more than ever, right? Like
but you started back putting some shows actually put back that laughter.
Oh, really?
It was a thing for a couple of years.
Yeah,
It
well,
was like,
I don't watch TV anymore, so
It was like if they have to chime in laughs, I'm not. Anyway, all right. Now let's get into favorite or best front person of all time.
Well, still say like, obviously Freddie Mercury was
You stole
Was
my. You stole
fantastic. Still,
Yeah.
And today, I mean, I love Nickelback. Shame. Chad Kroeger.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
How many concerts have you seen?
I have not. I have not.
Oh my God.
But he
God,
toured
I
with
can't.
one of my other favorite rock bands called Hailstorm, and I wanted to so very badly go see that concert, and I just didn't end up going, and I
But you know what?
so sad.
Nickelback in concert. Wow. They are really good. I think
Next
I went
question.
Well, he didn't get to answer.
do you ever notice there's that whole thing with the Nickelback? Is everyone they'll go, why don't you like Nickelback? And everyone's like, I don't know. I just know I'm not supposed to like them.
It's one of my
That's what it
questions.
is.
It's one of my first thought questions.
Yeah.
Nickelback or no Nickelback? It's one of like I've asked it numerous times because
Nickelback.
it's like, are you an in closet or like what is? Because they're not bad.
No, it's
They're so
a
good.
funny thing. It's
But
just
there
it's a
is
cultural phenomenon.
But there is a cheese factor to that rock, like that style. I don't know. It's hard to say. It is good, but I kind of see where.
What got me?
I don't know. I can't say.
The reason why I can't listen to them, and I'm not, I don't know that they do this on their albums, on all the songs. I hope not.
Mm-hmm.
But of the songs I've heard, it's the harmony.
Yeah.
That he sings like through the whole song, like he's harmonizing, like so he records a second track where he's harmonizing his own vocal.
Yeah.
I'm out after like 30 seconds. I'm out. I can't do it.
voice.
I think that's what it
Amazing
is,
voice. Got a
and
great
that's why
voice.
just like I can't.
It kind of almost. I don't know. I don't want to say because I do like their songs are good. It's the production.
I've done a few of their
fantastic.
songs, and the songs were a lot of fun to play.
Yeah. So I don't know, but it kind of sounds almost formulaic, even though it's probably not. But it has that sound. I don't know. Like it's like, is it a plug and play formula? I don't know.
Who crapping on next?
Well,
this is fun.
Wait, you still have to say your best front person of all
Well,
time.
I was gonna say Freddie Mercury.
Okay.
I mean, it's hands down for me because it's the voice, it's the charisma, it's everything like that. I mean, there's other people I imagine if I thought about it that come close, but it's funny how like as soon as you said it, it's the first person that pops into my brain.
Now let's see. Now this is either for guitar players. I'm going to ask best guitar player of all time.
I there's no such thing.
I know that. Yeah.
There's no such
But
thing.
if you had to pick one.
Well, I guess it's somebody that I could that I can imagine myself listening to for the rest of my life. If I had to only listen to them.
Yes.
Fuck, it's a hard
Joe
one.
Bonn.
Well, I mean, like it's very hard, man.
hard.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know something because it's always I find when it comes to things like that, the guitar players. You can appreciate a guitar player for their proficiency, their technical proficiency. Doesn't mean the music's any good.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot. Like there's guys that I just like my mouth drops. I can listen to them like for a few minutes and then I'll switch away, and I appreciate the hell out of them. But the music just doesn't resonate with me, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's hard. I mean I've got the guys in every category. You know, like I mean.
So how about blues player?
Blues players are definitely Joe Bonamassa today.
Okay. Oh,
Today,
nice, yeah.
100% Joe Bonamassa is a
Rock?
monster.
That's a hard
Don't
one.
listen much to any
No?
rock anymore. Even though I grew up like.
Like, are you a Jimmy Page dude or?
No, I was never Jimmy Page dude. When I came up, I mean, that stuff was obviously very prominent, but I came in right at the time where all that like really fast playing was coming into style. So like Yngwie Malmsteen.
Yngwie and
so it was right off the heels of that. Satriani and Malmsteen, like those were the guys. Steve Vai.
Yeah.
Those guys were just like they were hitting the scene, and it was really, really big. My first concert actually that I ever went to see was my dad took me to see Yngwie Malmsteen.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's for a guitar player.
Yeah, in Laval.
Wow, too funny.
Yeah. He played this little place in Laval, and it was everything to me at the time.
Funny.
Right? The guy was like an idol to me.
I went to see Tito Puente. I don't know if you know Tito Puente.
I've heard the name, yeah.
Timbal player.
Yeah.
But like iconic timbal player in the rest of the world, like in all Latin America. He's like he was the god, you know. Not that he was amazing, but musicality. He's had, he's recorded like 300 albums kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I saw him at Metropolis, because nobody really knows him. But I'm in front of this icon. He was right there. Like, I shook his hand. Like, it's like, accessible.
Awesome.
Yeah, when you meet your idols like that.
He's
like,
an icon.
Yeah.
And Steve Winwood, played with him. It was the weirdest thing. I was like, what the fuck? They just had a jam together and they played certain songs salsa. But anyway, it's just funny how sometimes these amazing players will play
right in front of you.
I've seen, I mean, my dad has great stories about going to Greenwich Village in New York back in the 70s. And, one uncle saw Jimi Hendrix in a bar, playing a bar.
Wow.
And my dad went to see George Benson playing in a bar in Greenwich Village. And it was so small, the bar, that he was like this far. And when the set was over, he put the guitar down and came and sat with them. Like, because there was like 7 tables.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
I saw George Benson live, and
I've seen him a couple of times.
He's really good.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Still have the bass player, that big guy, and he plays the tambourine with his foot.
Oh, I don't know. Bass. I mean, it's been a few years since
I was watching the show. I was like, man, he's got a good time. This guy's playing the time with his fuck. Anyway, okay, so that I have another segment, but I want to get a few more. And talking about live shows, best live show that you've been to.
You go first.
Oh boy, best live show.
Okay, and we exclude Nickelback.
I haven't been to one.
Hey.
Damn it.
Hey.
I'm kidding.
Best live show. That's hard because I love rock, but I would have to say either Pink, who was just phenomenal, doing all these acrobatics and singing live.
Yeah, she's got something.
None of this lip syncing shit that some of the Britney Spears shit did.
All of them do now.
Live singing, and definitely Lady Gaga wasn't, because I love dance, and so having that, watching this performance. So yeah, I would say, even though I'm a rocker at heart, those two were my absolute favorite concerts.
Okay.
Mine you'll never have heard of. So for me, like at the big shows, those are great and everything like that. But as a musician, I appreciate musicianship, and I like being close. Yeah. Because I want to see people right in front of me doing their thing. Yeah. And I went to see a band called the Aristocrats. Maybe 2 years ago, and if you ever want to have your mind blown.
What style of music?
It's very progressive. It's progressive rock. Very very. It's a trio. And talking about guitar players, like if there's somebody near the top, remember the Guthrie Govan, this guitar player, and just the three of them. They're just unbelievable musicians. They put on a phenomenal show, and you just leave there with your jaw hanging out. And that was probably the best show I ever saw, because it was in a small venue. Yeah. I was right there. I was getting the sound off the stage. Best. And I just salivating watching these guys each one play their instrument at the absolute top level. Yeah. It was just...
I saw Total like that. And it was the funniest night ever. I've seen them a few times, but this was, I used to follow them big time, and then I, not that I stopped following them, it just, their songs were there, and I just didn't put that album. And a buddy of mine called me and says, hey, I got Total tickets, want to go? Yeah. Go. Where? Place Versailles. Place...
Belle?
No. Place des Arts.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, my God. That must have been incredible.
Cool. I'm like, yeah. I get there, and I'm like, but I know these guys. They're a rock band. So I'm waiting, and I know they're going to play the first song, and we're in their seats. I'm like 8th, 9th row. But I said, I know these guys. They're going to say, come up to the stage. So I'm fucking in my seat, and the first note hits, and the curtains open, and the singer comes out and goes, come on down, right? I jump off my seat, and I ended up being like on the stage like this with the singer right there, that I heard his vocal not through the PA. I heard him before I heard it go through the mic. And I watched the whole show with fucking Steve Lukather and the whole, like, what an experience. It's hands down best. Those experience of those small shows.
I agree.
I've been to a ton of concerts, but that happened to me once. It was a long time ago when Amanda Marshall was still very, very popular. So I had gone to Metropolis with my sister, and well, it's an open floor. The old Metropolis. So we got there so early. We were like also right on the stage, and that was so much fun.
That is so much fun. Oh my God, that's great. Okay, now, because I don't know how long this is going to take, because sometimes it takes a while. This next question, it's not a first thought question. It's my last segment.
You're validating my parking.
Exactly, right? I got the app, and let's do it. This question is a Fearless Sounds question, and it's a fun question. This is a musician question in the sense of, I want you to put together your all-time band that you had to put together a band. So I want you to
play with or to watch?
You're putting all the players in place.
Oh, okay.
Alive or dead.
Oh boy.
God,
right? So you pick who's playing drums, who's singing, what style of music you want to have. A keyboard player, you want to have, you know, all of that. You want to have 3 singers up front. You want to have backups, whatever you want. This is your band, and you can pick who's playing what. Is Freddie Mercury fronting your band?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. See, that's right. Because now it's like, well, yeah. Is it Chad?
I love Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm.
Okay.
But musicians, I mean,
Lizzie's a girl, I would imagine.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to
Lizzie
make sure.
Hale
I don't know Hailstorm, man.
Hailstorm. They're from the States.
Okay.
I actually, our duo is named after one of their songs, Apocalyptic.
Amazing. Okay. Cool.
I've recently gone down the Fleetwood Mac rabbit hole, and I think that Lindsey Buckingham is like the shit right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
God,
Are you a Taylor or a Swift?
No. No.
We had a girl on, and she's great.
No.
Noelle is fantastic, but she's a Swiftie, like, all the way.
Super Swiftie.
Yeah, super Swiftie.
Super
Went to
Swiftie.
see concerts like twice,
Yeah,
three
like,
times, same concert.
At $5,000 a ticket or something like that?
Yeah, she goes to different cities to go watch. Yeah, she's a hardcore. She actually does. There's a website called Stage It,
Okay.
where you perform live and people pay. It's like a donation kind.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's like you get an hour, you book your slot. Well, you can go at any time, but you advertise, and a lot of people. It's like a small community that they all help each other as well, and people pay $5, $10, $2, whatever it is to watch, and you get like 80% of that cost and whatever. So, and she does like 3 shows a week, and one of her shows is only Taylor Swift songs. She grabs the guitar and she does all. I think she calls it Swiftie Sundays or something like that.
Good for her.
Yeah. So okay,
I don't know, drummer. I think I'd have to go with the legendary Neil Peart.
Yeah. It's the man.
The man.
Yeah.
Bass players. I don't know.
The Chili Pepper. He always comes out.
Flea.
The Flea always comes out.
Yeah, I can see that.
And if it's I guess with Neil Peart it would work. Sure. Neil Peart can play with anybody. I mean, come on, let's be honest. Guitar. Who's on guitar? The guitar player of Hailstorm?
I don't know the guitar player.
Just put the whole band up there.
Just put the whole band
I
up
don't
there.
know, honestly. I don't know. I'm going to...
Okay.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's really not easy.
It's not easy.
It's a tough
I was
one.
thinking about it while you're talking to her, and it's not easy. It's amazing. You just draw blank when you start thinking.
Yeah. Did you think of a drummer? Let's say because
Steve Jordan.
Backbone, okay.
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Steve Jordan.
See.
Bass would probably be just to give it a younger and type of thing would be like Tal Wickenfeld.
Whoa. No, I don't.
That's it's a girl.
Uh-huh.
She played with Jeff Beck.
Okay. Well,
And
there you go.
She plays who's she playing with now? She plays with a rock band now, but she's a really well respected bass player. She's really, really good.
Wow, I never heard of her.
She's got chops. Yeah. She looks like a little kid.
Okay.
Like it throws you off when you look at it. You're like, there's a kid playing bass. She's 37 years old or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's hard.
I got lost after.
So are you going to
it's
have
hard.
2 guitar players? That's the first thing.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, probably not.
No?
No.
One dude can handle it all?
Yeah.
Are you an Eddie fan?
I am an Eddie fan. I think if you play guitar and you're not an Eddie fan, I don't understand you.
And you can't call yourself a
I mean, you don't have to
guitar
play that way, but you got to, I think
You got to respect.
you got to respect anybody who was a innovator in music, who just came at it from a completely different angle and 100%. Shaped the way a lot of people play today.
Yeah.
You hear a little, if you listen to rock, you'll hear a rock guitar player. Yeah. You're going to hear a little Eddie in his playing.
Absolutely.
There's no question.
Absolutely.
100%.
And his sound too, right? Was so
Distinct.
Very unique sound. Very unique sound.
And his brother too. It's funny, eh?
Yeah.
Alex Van Halen had a unique sound. Like I heard that
the
drum
double
set
bass.
from. Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of double bass players, but the sound of his kick and snare and toms had a.
He had a distinct,
very distinct
drum sound. There's a few people like that. Phil Collins was another one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If you heard him playing, you're like, that's Phil Collins.
Yeah.
How many drummers can you say that about?
True, Jeff Porcaro, but
yes.
Not sound wise, but style wise.
Right, but with Phil Collins, definitely the sound of the drums.
Yeah,
the way he tuned the drums.
Yeah. Very high. Like
John Bonham, same thing. Like when you'd hear those drums, you just knew right away, right?
Yeah, because it would hit you like fucking.
Yeah, but it's also just his attack. Everything.
Yeah,
just,
crazy.
Love. I'm drawing a blank after that, man. Like I can just it's just like I'll just be picking people at random. Yeah. I don't know. You almost got to send these questions out in advance so people are ready to answer. Here's what I'll be asking you.
No, I never did that because I like the sometimes
I feel bad that I can't just think of it.
No, that's fine.
I know, we'll be in the car ride home going, oh, damn it.
He's gonna
said this.
Well, texting you.
I'm letting you know. If you do, you send me a text, and what I'm gonna do when I edit it,
be like, boop.
I'm gonna write it in the bottom with like a title. He just came up with this person and that person.
Okay.
Right? Just to be sure.
When the pressure's off, the car ride home, we'll have this all sorted out. We'll have an orchestra for you by the time we get home.
So, where's the next performance? Where can people come and see you? Come check you out? Is there a website? What can we do to?
Being 2024, websites are kind of, I don't want to say useless, but they really take a backseat to social media. So we tend to leverage Facebook for the most part because I can create events there and add content and stuff like that. And because I'm 52 years old. And the Instagram thing, I'm just trying to getting my head wrapped around it. But the Facebook thing, I just figured out, I got Facebook down, so so we do it there, and I do make a point of listing and making an event for every single gig, which is work.
Yeah.
But I think in the long run it pays off. I think we just passed 500 followers last month on the Facebook page. Yeah. So that's people that have gone on unsolicited and followed because they saw us play.
Amazing.
And people what's beautiful about that is that we show up on gigs, almost every gig we show up on, there's people there and they're only there because they saw us play somewhere else. They've been following. They see where we're playing, and the minute we're playing somewhere that they can come, they show up. And there's nothing better than seeing people like that.
Yeah.
Right, and just seeing people show up at our gigs and like, we saw you play at this, and we came to see you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So that's. So
is it under Apocalyptic?
It's Apocalyptic duo. Mm-hmm. It's a really weird thing to look up stuff on Facebook sometimes. If you just type Apocalyptic, you end up with you get taken down some other rabbit hole. And most people will spell it with a C instead of a K, right?
Yeah.
Which is very, very typical. So
okay.
So that's what it is. And as far as where we're playing, well, like I said, I list all the places. Most of the places are West Island, which is a very interesting thing because as I look out on the city and I look at the landscape and I look at the different areas, you have Laval, the East End, you have the downtown. Obviously downtown, you've got a number of bars that have bands. But the West Island, there's a lot of places in the West Island to play. Yeah. I mean, not for bands per se, you've got the McKibbins and they will have a band, but if you're like a duo like us, there's an endless list of little resto bars and small bars that a duo is perfect. Yeah. So we get to stay in our backyard quite a bit between Vaudreuil,
Point Claire,
all these areas and everything like that. There's a lot of places to play that.
Saint-Anne-de-Bellevue, which we're at Cunningham's pub this Friday and Saturday night.
Oh, there you go.
Come on out for the best chicken wings and us.
It's not coming out. Oh, it will have been last
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
That's a great place, Cunningham. We've become very good friends with the owners.
This will be edited and come out and
gotcha.
The owner at Cunningham's is a really super guy, and he really supports local music.
So you guys play there often, I would imagine.
Once a month.
All right.
Yeah.
So in the near future, you look up Apocalyptic on Facebook, Apocalyptic Duo on Facebook, and you'll see when they're playing at Cunningham's and all the other bars, I would imagine.
Yeah. There's like I said, there's a lot of places in the West Island. We do go downtown occasionally up north. We are doing. We have a few private events this year, which is nice. We got a couple of wedding bookings and stuff like that.
Amazing. So, we had actually spoken for a wedding, I believe. It never went through. I think I called you.
Yes.
We had a price and.
Yes.
You know, I know you guys now, and you've done amazing work. So I will definitely anything that comes my. I don't book as much as I used to anymore.
Yeah, cocktail set. We're perfect for a modern music cocktail set.
It is fun. It is fun.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever think of doing a cruise? So much fun. They're fun.
I don't know. You know, I don't want to close the door on anything like that because like I said, I'm getting to that point in life now where we do the Club Med thing, which we talked about before, right? Which is great for musicians. And I would definitely say it's not out of the question.
So it's as a duo, it's easier. Mm-hmm. The problem with the cruise and why I haven't done much is because they're long term. Yeah. It's like 6 months.
Ooh. Yeah.
Or sometimes 3 months. But sometimes if they know you're interested, they get a cancellation. Someone gets sick. They call you, hey, you want to go 2 weeks on the cruise? You know, you're leaving in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? Someone gets sick. Someone leaves. Like some people get fed up and say, hey, I've been on the ship 6 months. I'm out. Like, fuck it. You know, and they're like, well, I need a duo or whatever. So those are the ones. It happens.
Yeah.
And it's something pretty cool, man. It's
a lifestyle choice though, because again, like we both work full time. And so it's to coordinate that is a little bit difficult. But I don't want to close the door on that sort of thing for the future.
I know a guy who went on and didn't come back home for 8 years.
Oh wow.
He just got on the first ship, lived alone, whatever. So he's like he just rent out my apartment, buddy. I couldn't give a shit. And he just went from ship to ship to ship to ship to ship. Then he traveled the whole world getting paid, came back with a shit ton of money because he had no expenses. And he spent when he was there, but you have no expenses, right? You get paid and tax free because you're on the water. Right?
It's a lifestyle choice.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle choice.
If I'd have known about all this stuff when I was a younger man, I probably would have taken advantage of these things, for a few years.
I'm in the same world. I work full time, and
As soon as there's a family and a house and kids, it's like, you're not going anywhere for 6 months, buddy.
Sounds nice.
You got that look from the what? No. No, I wasn't thinking about it. What are you talking about?
100%. Yeah.
No, I would never go. I'd like to ask you guys something.
Sure.
Would you play a song out for us?
You could. I got an idea.
Okay.
Because he mentioned it. How about the Amanda Marshall?
Ooh. Okay. Do I remember the lyrics? Okay.
You could always pull out your phone.
Hey.
It's okay. I got it.
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Are we doing this whole thing or like a snippet of it?
Whatever you want.
Is this
you do
the
it.
tune
You
down?
do.
Is this our gig guitar? Your gig guitar?
I tuned it down specifically for you today. I play detuned. Purposely. It's just easier on the hands, easier on her voice, everything like that. But this is a guitar I normally keep in the living room, which is not detuned typically. But I just did it for her so I could.
Okay. So we'll play this song and then I'll say the closing speech.
And got none. Still I'm driven by some Let it rain. Oh, let it rain. Let it rain on me. It isn't easy to be kind without these demons in my mind. I only hope one day I'll be free. Let it rain on me. Let it rain. Oh, let it rain. Let it rain on me. Come take my hand. We can walk through the light, and without fear, we can see through the darkest night. Rain on me. Let it rain. Let it rain on me.
Thank
Got a little
you
loud
so
there, eh?
much. I love it. That's great. Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank you for
Oh,
having
thank you for
us.
having
It
You
was
guys
so much
sound
fun.
great. Keep up the good work.
Thank
you guys
you.
are fucking phenomenal.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Really
very much.
appreciate
Guys
it. It's
gotta
a lot of fun.
Check them out. They'll be playing somewhere near your
Somewhere.
place. Somewhere for sure.
In your living room.
In your living room, yeah. Hey, we'll take
Why
the
not?
gig.
A gig's a gig,
A
right?
gig's a gig, man.
I've played in a few living rooms. So
I've done it. Yeah.
We've both done it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I actually like a couple weeks ago. No, a couple months ago. 30 people. Full band, like 4 piece band.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 4 piece band.
Been there, done that.
Nice.
Big house.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
Crazy.
fun.
Yeah, they're not shacks you're playing at.
No, yeah,
Not generally.
That's absolutely.
Cool.
Guys, thank you so much. This is another, of course, amazing edition of Sessions with Stef with Apocalyptic Duo. They've been fantastic, guys. It's the best. I had a great time. Thank you for doing it.
Thank you so much.
Keep subscribing to Sessions with Steph. We got Lisa's podcast, which is Let's Talk It Out. Subscribe to that. Our sponsors, thank you so much for everything, guys. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, wherever the fuck you want. Just follow us, subscribe, like, share it. And of course, send us comments if there's anyone you want on the podcast. Feel free. Reach out to us anywhere on all those platforms. And thanks again, guys. So
Thank you.
Sessions with Steph is now done.